Good morning and welcome to a brand new day on Jasiri. It's always a joy to start the morning with you with fresh energy, fresh conversations, and of course stories that remind us of why every voice matters. So today on the show, we'll be having a powerful conversation, one that forces us to think about justice, freedom, and how easily the most vulnerable can be forgotten. We'll be joined by a young man who spent 10 years of his childhood in jail. He was only 12 years old when he was thrown into prison with no trial, no lawyer. He will be sharing his story with us on Jasiri today, so it promises to be a very emotional day. So strap in. All this will come up later, but first.
But before that, let's begin with something that we talked about sometime last week, and it's rampant on the streets of Lagos, and it is begging. Now, in recent times, it has reached an all-time high. At every corner, we see more people turning to this means of survival. But with the rise of this has also come a level of audacity and sometimes even entitlement. So we hit the streets to hear what Lagosians really think about this growing trend. Let's take a look together. This is Jasiri on the streets. Take a look.
Yes, actually, I was coming back from school, and then the guy, he was a small boy actually. He approached me and said I should give him money, and then I was like, well, leave me alone. I don't have. If I have, or if I feel like I'll give you, then I just left him. He was only, I think I went to buy something, and he was just saying, he was saying some sort of words like, what if the money I want to give him? What if I misplace the money? Or what if all my money, I can't find it? Like some sort of words. I was just like, it's my money, and if I want to give you, I'll give it to you. So it's just like lots and lots of things like that. But I was surprised that as it got up to this kind of thing, that if I don't give you my money, you have to start abusing me and telling me that I will misplace my money and all.
I'm actually being focused on where I'm going to, but you now coming to meet me and making me feel like if I don't give you that stuff or whatever you're asking for, I'm feeling guilty. It's wrong. I feel like it's wrong. Because if I have, I'll give to you. And if I don't, I won't give to you. And you cannot force me to give to you. Not because I feel so selfless or I don't pity the kind of situation you are in. Just that sometimes you don't even feel safe. The person giving don't feel safe. We're hearing a lot of insecurities concerning these things.
Why are you angry I don't give you my own money? It's my own money. You're not angry I not give you my money. Like, it's like funny and all. So
they're always everywhere, and it's kind of weird because they have hands, and they have, especially all those beggars that are not even disabled. They just go around begging for money when they have hands and they have the ability to walk. Yes, they beg people for money, and it's really getting rampant.
Sure, I think it has gotten out of hand, obviously. It has, in so many ways, so many cases, almost everywhere you don't see beggars.
I feel like it's a choice. If you approach me and then you want to give me money, you want me to give you money actually, and I'm not giving you, I might have it, and so maybe I don't want to give you. So, but they feel like you must give me because I've asked you for it, and you look like somebody that has this money. And then if I'm not giving you, it's just like I'm wicked.
If they are not hungry, they will not be violent. That's the truth. Because angry man is an angry man. Actually, they need it. That's why when they feel you're not giving them, they'll become violent.
because the way these beggars they ask this. Imagine somebody asks me for money. I tell you I don't have cash. He's telling me that he has account number. Like, do you get? I'm like, account number as how?
No, not at all. On some cases, if I don't want to give, I go. Some cases I give, some I don't give. So not every time. It's not something I do on a regular.
High rise of begging in Nigeria is actually a lot of things, a lot of factors, to be very honest. Because one, I'd say we have bad government, but that's not the whole issue. We also have lazy youths. Me, at a point, I won't lie, being a strong youth is very hard. I won't lie, but being a lazy youth is chill. Like, you're just there, just randomly chilling, and you're like, oh, but it's not nice, it's not right.
Lagos is a free place for us to say, but I don't know, it's not something like they can enlighten them, but I don't know what to say, but I think they should just provide for them. They can provide for the beggars, or maybe like empower them. If they are like willing to work or do something, maybe the government can just provide in one way or the other for them.
Did you guys hear that young man saying that being a strong youth is hard? Being a lazy is like chill, like chill is easy. But in the long
I don't
run,
get, honestly, this, the way the young people process things. And their life is just like, let's just be balling, everything be falling. Have you seen that cartoon, kid called Meatballs? That food was falling off the skies.
and it was just something with a chance of meatballs.
Yes, that's how they want life to be.
That's how they want
it. To just be raining burgers.
What caught me, I think for me, the common denominator is that they were all having a good time with it. They were all smiling, like they've accepted that begging is here to stay. And they're not even taking it seriously.
They were all smiling, actually.
The guy said, no, I have account number. Begging has become a thing, whether we like it or not.
It's digital, so you don't have a choice. Even if you say you don't have cash, then they might even refer you to a POS.
That's
an ATM.
But the thing is, I don't even mind.
You have to move
with the times, my darling. You've got to advance. But me, I met a terrible one many years ago. Actually, because I didn't give the girl money, I wanted to buy water. Yes, it was a girl that year. I can't forget it. I wanted to buy water at Obalende. Yes, I was still in Radio Nigeria. So, I would stretch the money to buy. The girl snatched the money
and took off.
Ran away and kept. Oh, you needed to see the description she made of me. She called me fat. She did like this. She did like this. She did like that. And she ran off with my money. That day, the curses I cursed.
That was how many years ago?
A long time ago. I felt really bad because I was in Oshodi bus. So you can imagine I was just trying to buy something with my maybe 100 naira when I was going to pay for bus. I can't even remember if I still had some money that day. Or somebody did see her snatch my money and they paid for the fare to Oshodi for me. But it was something I could never forget. And so since that day, I'm very careful around beggars. And they become really desperate these times. Especially those ones that pour water on your windscreen.
Lola wasn't here when we took that story. No, I remember. So she probably didn't see it. So what inspired this Jasiri on the street on begging? There was a story about a lady who was walking in Yaba, right? And some young girl was begging for money. She was in a hurry, she was in a haste, and she didn't attend to the girl. So she got to a bus stop, and she was looking at her phone,
and
this
girl pushed her into oncoming traffic. Jesus!
Yes. For the second time.
For the
first time.
So that's what inspired this conversation. Honestly,
So you understand that it's here to stay. And
but they
manipulate you.
It's even so scary now on the streets because you are not seeing one or two, you're seeing like a lot of them on the streets at the same time. Do you know, every time I'm in traffic and maybe I don't put on the AC of the car is not on, I wind up. Once I'm nearing like a bus stop or where there's a street light, I wind my windows up
because it's self-preservation for you. You're thinking 2 steps ahead. Because nowadays they've come up with they're very innovative with the methods that they use. They end up making you feel bad, blackmailing, manipulating you, making you feel like, oh, if you don't give them, you go to hell. Some of them are even verbal. They cuss you out. They swear for you and your generation. They go all out because
what do you say? Now beg, I beg you, not be God. Now money you go give me, you not be God. I say, oh God. I was really perplexed. He said it and it was really like, now money you get, you not be God. Now die, all of us go die. That they had to give the guy like 200.
So you see what I mean by that manipulation?
Yes,
They will enter you in some way. They know that we are very religious.
Yeah.
Forget our denomination.
Yeah.
We are very religious in the country. So by the time we say, they say something as heavy as will not be better for your children or your whatever and they know we all fear that. Somehow it's just...
the funny thing
just
is
say, I don't want
these beggars actually have more money saved up than you.
Yeah. Have you seen a malam a beggar in the morning at the bank? I have.
We were talking about
I have. And he had this. It's not recent.
Yeah.
It's still about that many times. I saw him at First Bank in the morning. He came to save yesterday's saving.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, he had, when you put your money and you put one across it too. So he had packed it maybe like 1,000. And what I saw on that table at that time was about 10,000 naira. So that's many years ago. That's like cutting home like 100K.
Making that amount every day for 30 days.
Yeah.
How much
Why would I say, Babi Allah? Babi Allah.
It's a booming business, honestly.
It is a booming business.
It is.
It's a conversation
That's why they say being on the streets. No, apart from it being chill, being on the streets, I think for them is more profitable.
Help them. They always come back to
and they have targets. And we've had this conversation before where I said, even the urgent 2Ks that reach out to you, Dash, Nawal, please just raise me 2K. I want to go from one point to another point. And they have 10 people who do that. That's their target, 20K a day. And they know that, forget this Utatayo, they know that that's a business. And they're done for the day. Imagine giving yourself that kind of target for a week. That's 140K.
Kati, I've seen situations where, some of these beggars build houses. They have cars. Yes.
In their villages.
It's a job for them. In the morning, they dress up in rags, go out, beg, whatever they have. They go back home. At night, they chill. And you're here, renting.
Okay. It's even this one that have little babies. Those ones I cannot even understand.
They're renting self-contained
for 1.5 million.
I'm telling you.
When I even see those ones with babies.
Okay, let's put a pin on this conversation. Definitely, this one will come back to somehow, because it is Jasiri. Somehow we circle back to the relevance of conversation, and this is still relevant. But now, imagine being just 12-year-old and finding yourself trapped in a place no child should ever be, with no trial, no lawyer, and no one to speak for you, like Lolo said when we started the show. After the break, we will be joined by Barrister Alexander Nzeadi and Emeka Nzuruike to share the powerful story of a young boy whose life was interrupted by the justice system. That's after this conversation. After this break, Jasiri will continue.
Welcome back to Jasiri. Thank you for staying with us. You're watching Jasiri right here on News Central. Now, in 2015, a 12-year-old boy named Emeka Nzuruike was thrown into prison. No trial, no lawyer, and no chance to defend himself. For years, he lived behind bars, a child lost in a justice system too slow and too broken to hear his cries. But today, Emeka is free. But his story forces us to confront hard questions about justice, dignity, and the protection of the most vulnerable. And with us this morning are two very special guests. Emeka Nzuruike is here to join us, and the man who fought tirelessly for his freedom, Barrister Alexander Nzeadi. Alexander is a Nigerian lawyer dedicated to criminal justice reform and the founder of Innocent Voices Nigeria, an initiative providing legal aid and reintegration support for unjustly detained people. Alexander and Emeka, welcome to Jasiri, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me start with you. How now? Please, just for starters, take us back to 2015. Should this thing happen 2015, Abi? Okay. Take us back to 2015. What happened that day that you realized that, everything just circled back to you from one point? In fact, I don't even know that day what you think, how you feel. You understand? So, in that moment, what happened when they carry you go, please?
The thing when happened, you say, I did for house. So, now my village brother from Mr. Emeka is water, go for their house. See, you get one of your aunts where they do business of gold. for outside country. Say you go collect something. So the Emeka come escort and go. So and the boy, now my senior brother, that's my village brother.
Yes.
He senior me for age. So now him come follow, come go for the house, the upstairs. So I follow, we open the first door. I enter inside. Now go up. So as we come go up, we come open the door. We go enter inside. So as we enter inside, we come tell me say, we come they bring out plasma with some kind things, both fridge. So as soon they bring and come, and they tell me make they help them, they carry and they go down. It's okay. When they help them, they carry and they go down. So as I come carry and finish, we come call boss, come. He tell me make I load them inside bus. I can't load them inside bus. So now come out. Tell me say they come. So he coming back now with security with some healers. So I don't even know it's in there happen.
You did there with the load where it say make you the boss. No. You follow the boss go.
Only with the boss.
Okay. So you can't stay there?
Yeah, I did for my own house.
Okay. You just go back house. All right, we go take a pause on Emeka's story because I know we know it's going to, really take us back down memory lane. But I want to ask Barrister Alex first. Just hearing a little bit about Emeka's story, you will know that this is an innocent child that does not even know what's happening. I want you to take us back. How did you hear about the case?
Okay, first I'm a member of the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria, and in that capacity we visit the correctional centers and we interface with most of the inmates there. We also offer pro bono representation to those in need of legal representation. So I was in prison in my normal course of interacting with the inmates when I saw a very young man sitting on the floor.
Lagos prison?
No, in Owerri, Imo State. Yes. So I saw a young man seated on the floor, just somewhere outside the office where I was. And the first thing that drew my attention was, there were these infections very apparent on his skin, and I saw they were trying to chase him away from, they were like using the cane to get out from here, leave this place, and I had to stop them from doing that. I called him and I inquired into the cause of his stay in prison, what actually brought him to prison. So I just ran into him randomly. I was in prison to interface with inmates like I do, and I just saw him randomly. But the attention, the attraction was, those infections on his skin.
I don't know. So legally speaking, where do cases like this stand, and how does something so, I don't know, unjust happen in a system that is meant to protect children?
Oh yes, that's one of the problems, one of the challenges of our criminal justice system. The police, who has the sole authority to investigate crime, what they do is they arrest you, and even when you're a minor, they put any age on your charge sheet. Yes. So Emeka was 12, as confirmed by his father, his grandmother, and everybody. But on his charge sheet, they wrote 19 for him. Yes.
But won't you check?
And the most troubling part of all of this is you're brought before a magistrate, right? And you're being docked before a magistrate. So nothing stops them from inquiring into the age of this person.
They don't ask questions.
Right. So they don't ask questions. They mostly rely on the age on the charge sheets, and those charge sheets being prepared by the police. Right, so the very fundamental problem is the prosecutorial authority, which is the police. They need to stop inflating the ages of minors whenever they are brought before a court.
Well, we'll actually have to take a break here, Barrister. When we come back, we have so many questions to ask, but it has to be in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us on Jasiri. So we have actually been asking questions, on the disheartening story of Emeka, who was arrested and thrown into prison when he was just 12 years old. And for 10 years, he had no lawyer, no chance to defend himself, and he was just there until a knight in shining armor came to his rescue. And we have Emeka and the barrister that bailed him out right here with us in the studio. Thank you for staying with us. Now let me come back to you, barrister. Now, from your experience, how common are cases, you know, such as Emeka's, where children are lost in the justice system for years without defense and without hope?
It's a very common case. It's a very common case. In fact, and let me put it out there, the very day we were leaving prison with Emeka, another minor was being brought in to be remanded. The very same day, as me and Emeka were walking out of prison, another minor was brought in to be remanded. And I must also give credit to the correctional center because they refused to admit that minor, that particular minor. They refused vehemently. And they had to take that minor back to the police station and later left him. So it's a very common occurrence, and when the news of Emeka broke out, I've received messages, calls from different people who have called to see they have a friend, they have a family member who is going through the same thing, a minor in prison, and I've also asked Emeka, who also confirmed that there are also minors in that same prison where he was. So it's a very common thing, is one of the negative stories that we hear in our criminal justice system.
Emeka, ask you, because before we will not complete your story, and I'm sure a lot of people who are watching would like to get a full picture of what happened to you. So, you say this guy, where you know, where be like your brother, when he know you, he come back with hillocks them. When, yes, with motor, when I don't pack all those things, come out for plasma, all of those things come out. You did your house by that time?
Yes, I did my house. I did for our family house.
What did happen?
So now they come ask me, say, I know this person. I say, yes, I know him. Say, now my village brother. And say, she na me and him now follow go do this. I say, no, say, na message way I go for him. So they say, no, say, make I come here, they come handcuff me, carry me, put for he lost. And the police people arrest me, anti-kidnapping. Then, now they answer. So now they carry me, put inside, say, me and him. So one day inside, stayed there for some months. Been that my there's my case mate. So in people they come, they say me, nobody they come for me. But I'm not saying that based on I don't do anything on my own, I don't do anything. So now they come remind us go prison 215. That 215. So as I go prison, I did there.
So you go, him go too. He said they were still, you were still, una be cellmates, Abi?
Case
mates.
Your father don't know what you did that time?
I didn't have anyone. It's only my grandmom.
Okay.
Yes, that old woman. So as they carry us go prison, from court already, then give us bail. So as they give us the bail now, nobody to sign my own. Based on the bail condition is very hard. 1 million to pay 100,000 on the level 13, 3 years tax clearance. So that my case mate not perfect in own, come go. So I seen go, he don't even remember me at all, nothing. Now I don't do 215, 216, 217, 218. I can't say whether my own day different or anything. Even release self they come, governors release they come. But the prison custody, they know they see the people where we say they know make them help us. They know you do like instead of that, you go bring money, they go say me you bring money, make them put your name. If you don't get money, no, they no go even see your face or that kind of thing. So and now they need that for God, they pray, say, I beg, say God, all these ones way they do for my follow mates, while they see where they go. Say my own day different. If you get anywhere where I offend you, I beg, forgive me, I beg. So and the day, if I did, they see people they go, child, the thing they touch me for body, but I get the belief, say one day I must go. I just did, I know even, I just did. On my own that day.
Emeka, I won't ask because the other guy with the bail come out, he no come back prison.
No.
You not confine you, nothing.
No.
Wow. You be not say the perfect in bail when I did it.
No, I don't say we do on bail, but I don't know say say maybe that kind of thing, that's if he sign his own,
leave
me go. No, I don't know. So as they call I'm going that day, now I just dey shock. Say what of me, go? Say no, say make I find who go sign my own bail.
So when barrister begin to talk to you, how he come be you? Because he said that they use cane, they flog you. That time he come say they leave you.
Yes, I come for based on the place where they come, where visitors they dey. You know the day easy for you as inmates to come that place, but me, I take the ground of based on somebody we don't take for prison. Yes. So I get the experience well. So as I come outside, I dey come for that place. So now my fellow inmates where they who come carry cane, they push me back, say that I should go back. Say me I go back, say me. I go back. So they hungry, I beg wait till I go chop. They tell me say make I go back. I come rush, run, go for that office. So unfortunately I see the barrister there with some staffs. So I don't know him before he don't know me. I can't start to beg them, say I beg, say make him find me
food.
Something no I take by anything, I beg, say they hungry. So along the line, he come they look, me come they tell them, say me they leave me. That staffs where they inside there, being the warder, we were supposed to even tell the guy, say make him leave me. Himself they tell the guy, make him carry me out from that place based on say at the smell, you know that kind of thing. So the barrister come to us, make him leave me. He say make him leave me. He say make them leave me. They can't leave me. He say make I come. I come. He start to ask me, say, what's my name? I talk. He say, when I come this place and I talk, he say, He say, what do me for body? He say, make I open my body. And now open my body, show me shout. He tell me, say, for so long now, I think I when the case happened. He tell me, say, how old am I? I can't tell her my age. Say, say what of my people? I tell her, I don't get anybody. He say, okay, no problem. But say, now tell him how my case take happen and everything. Just say, make I tell him the truth.
Yes.
And now bring out my mind. I tell him the truth. The whole thing, just but the truth. He goes, okay, say they come. Say I go, say I cannot just watch. Now how I take just locate my freedom. As now the same as my God sent.
It's very hard for me to hear this. I actually feel very emotional.
Yes,
it is. It's a lot, you know. It's a lot to take. We've discussed on this table so many times how things fall through the cracks of the justice system. And I'm wondering, I want to ask Barrister, this case is one in so many. We have seen all sorts of people behind bars, no trial, just nothing. They can't even find their case files to even say, okay, this is what happened. So what do we need to do to change this situation? Because it can't just be one person that just has hope, how to maybe God just wants to single someone out and help. There are so many people that there must be a process. What can be done?
Thank you very much. You know, we've constantly called for a lot of reforms in the criminal justice system, and you know, the very foundation is the police. You know, we have a very good police institution. I'm not going to talk down on them, but that's a very fundamental. You know, 80% of people in prison were people that were not able to bail themselves from the police station. And because of that, they were charged before in court and thrown into prison. Most of them are granted bail, but they cannot even perform the bail condition. So we should also try and encourage, instead of remanding people in prison, we can encourage speedy trials. You can sentence people to community service instead of sending them to prison. You know, because right there inside the prison, there are people who want to make amends, turn a new leaf, but you mix them up with condemned criminals, convicted people, and the conversation in prison is what they will do when they come out. The kind of activities people they will attack, how they will go after their complainants, and so it doesn't help. So we should encourage bureau reforms. Bureau should be very lenient. We should. There's a court of appeal judgment that I've talked against, you know, using civil servants as shorties. Where would Emeka get a level 13 or a level 14 civil servant from?
Where?
From where? You know, so the bail conditions should be very lenient.
Yeah.
You know, we should also encourage that, and basically, if we can take one or two steps, you know, we will be getting to the criminal justice system.
You know, I've heard a lot of times where people say we need reforms, we need reforms, we need to do better for the justice system. So where should we be channeling our energies? Are we looking at legislature? That means we need some new laws to be made? Or are we looking at the police system?
Yes.
Maybe after the break, just hold on to that thought. We'll be going on a very short break. By the time we return, I wish we had more time for discussions, but we'll come back and we'll do the best we can. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you have missed a whole lot, but you can go to YouTube and watch this particular episode. Before the break, we were talking about this situation where Emeka, a boy of 12, was remanded in prison for 10 years, but by providence, a barrister got him out of the prison just some weeks ago, and we're talking everything we can talk about it. So before the break, I was asking that, is it new laws we need? Or where it concerns everybody, do we need to promulgate new laws? So what can we do to the police system? Because that is where a lot of help, that is where we need a lot of focus. Because if you have people you charge to court and you can't even properly charge them. So what should we do by way of seriousness, honestly, not just talking reforms generally?
Okay, so I don't think the problem is inadequate laws. We have a whole lot of laws. You know, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which have been domesticated by so many states, makes provision for the chief judge or a chief magistrate to go to a correctional center, and upon inquiry, they can order the release of any inmates after reviewing their case file. So we have laws, we have a lot of laws, you know, but the police needs to, what they do is when you're brought before a court and remanded in prison, they do not come to court again. So you don't have a chance to defend yourself. They do not intentionally want to prove their case against you. So you're just in prison, there's no court hearing. Whenever you have a court hearing, the prosecutors are not around, so the court gives a long adjournment. And the next time you come to court again, another long adjournment. The next time the court is on vacation, you know. So we need to also encourage our judiciary. You know, we need more activist judges. We need more judicial reform. They shouldn't be quick to remand people on just a mere charge. You know, most times the police can just arrest you and charge you for murder or armed robbery, known as a capital offense, and knowing you wouldn't be granted bail in that circumstance. So our judiciary shouldn't be so fast to, you know, upon being brought before the court remand. We shouldn't do that. You know, it's worrisome.
It also speaks to the rot in the prison system, because he talked about how, you know, sometimes you have to pay to even be included in the list where, you know, you might be let go, and then a pardon, and then, you know, within the case, you know, it actually came up that these prisoners are given 1,200 and something naira to feed for a whole day. And he talked about how, you know, it was either he ate something or he died, and he chose eating. You know, he chose stealing from people to eat food. Do you understand? Food from people to eat in prison. And he was flogged mercilessly. Even at that, he still came out malnourished. It's really, really sad. And we're not even talking about, that's another story for another day. We're not talking about, you know, the fact that there are parents who go to prison on behalf of their children. When the children steal, even adults, when they steal and the police go looking for those criminals, they don't find them, they meet the parents and take them to prison instead.
That's a completely different conversation.
I'm telling you.
But Barrister, I want to switch somewhere slightly different. Thank God that Emeka is free, and that he is receiving, you know, the rehabilitation that he requires. But what about compensation for a case like this? Is there compensation? Can you fight for compensation? What is the pathway for victims like Emeka? Because he's a victim of the system.
You know, so I will be very honest, you know, I've also thought towards this direction, but frankly speaking, I do not see the possibility of pursuing that claim except the government, decides to willingly, step into his matter. The truth is, Emeka was granted bail, and it was due to his own inability to perfect the bail that kept him in custody. Right? So I don't know who should take the fall for his inability to perfect his bail condition. But he was forgotten in the system, and no poor person. That shouldn't be a prerequisite for you to stay in prison for 10 years because you're poor, because you have no one. So Emeka needs a whole lot of help and support. We have started his mental therapy, speaking with a psychologist, and he has also expressed his intention to go back to school, adult education. He stopped at nursery school. He never went to a primary school. Yeah, so he also has that intention, and he also wants to learn a skill. So he needs all the supports that he can get. So we're calling on the governments of the day, the First Lady, the Mother of the Nation, the First Lady of Imo State, the state where he comes from, to look into his matter and see how they can provide any support for his well-being.
But will there be any disciplinary action against those who allowed this miscarriage of justice? Shouldn't there be?
Of course, there should. There should be. But Emeka's case is one that you can't really put the blame on anyone exactly, right? Because he was granted bail in all fairness to his worship, and the very day this
But let's not forget also that the bail conditions for him as a minor were similar to that of the adults.
Yeah, but they didn't charge him as a minor. So the magistrate,
his age as well.
So the magistrate saw the magistrate would only work with what is before them.
The court,
so if they put before him a 19-year-old, that is an adult.
But you're seeing that he's not
when
19.
You can see that the person in front of you is clearly a child.
Did you speak to him? Did you ask him?
There has to be ways to authenticate his age.
His age.
There has to be a way. You can't just slap whatever age that you think he is worthy, and then you
in 2015, just 3 weeks ago, another similar incident happened on the very day Emeka was leaving prison.
So this is safe to say that these are incidents that happen on a daily basis.
Of course.
Emeka may not be like, say, you just don't hear the look because they talk about you. How do you feel? How do you feel now?
Because you're very calm.
Very calm.
They do me like film, like movie, like say, nah. In fact, I just did surprise. I no carry on for mine say maybe finally Star will come out. But I know say God, they are alive. Yes. But everything the way they happen now, just they do me like movie. Yes.
Still a bit unreal. Taking everything in. I've never seen the ladies this.
It's just
unfortunately,
because it's one too many. You remember we took a story many weeks ago about some people too who were charged and they've been in prison for a long time, and they came out. It's the rot in the system is so deep that you are wondering that. How do we remove the layers of rot to begin to address the canker worm that is eating the system so deep? Because even if lawyers like Barrister wants to do great work, they need a lot of resources to do it. He can't just go into prison and because of his goodwill, they will just allow him to take a prisoner. There's a way, there's a way he needs to go. And I don't know.
I think for me, it's beyond the emotion. It's also the scars that we don't see, and it's the years of his formative life that have been taken away that you can't get back, and that is what is the most heartbreaking. I can imagine a nephew, a family friend who's 12 years old at his age, and I can see them right now and how they're living life, right? And the difference or the disparity just
is too much.
It's
even though it's 13, my youngest child, that means imagine a child that young. Is it that anyway, well, I know today, just forgive us, we're humans, and sometimes when we take some of these stories, we can't help it how we feel. I want to say thank you very much, Emeka, for your courage first in sharing your story, because we know it cannot be easy. I want to say thank you to Barrister Alex for shedding light, on the legal sides of things. Conversations like this remind us that justice is not just a word, it is a right that everyone has. To everyone watching, remember, silence protects no one. If you or someone you know is facing injustice, speak out, seek help, and keep demanding accountability. This is Jasiri, and where every voice matters. We'll see you tomorrow again, bright and early. Bye.